Hello and welcome again to another episode of DME Podcast. My name is Omomi and this podcast is brought to you by About the Voice. I am particularly excited about today's episode because I'm going to be doing like a combo. Of course, I have a personal development topic that I will be talking to you about, but then I will be answering 5 get to know me questions as the conversation goes on. So I have 5 questions here. I actually have 15 of them, but then I do not want to deviate or move away from the focus of today's topic. And so I'm going to be answering just 5. And then in the next episodes, I'll be answering another 5 and another 5. So maybe I might just be answering a question that you are curious to know or something that you're curious to know about me. Anyways, what I am doing in this particular episode is to speak to you, a young person who is out there who wants to start something for themselves or for themselves. Let me just bring it down to is it a layman level or something, or to bring it down to a level that can, I think, capture what I am trying to say. So let's say, for instance, if they haven't talking about a CV now, for instance, you don't even have anything you can write there, because for most of your life or most of your time you've just been a girl, you've been a boy, you've just been enjoying yourself. But then you're having that feeling that, okay, it's time for me to really venture into something, not necessarily to make money, but maybe to start building yourself, maybe in a skill area or in a particular interest, or just be known for something, maybe because of course you just have that feeling, or probably you've seen young people or young persons being known for one or two things and you're excelling at it, and you're like, okay, I also want to be known for something, I also want to be doing something. And if it's just that you want to start earning or you want to start working, this particular episode is for you. So if you are at that stage or at that level where you don't even have anything up your sleeves, you don't have a skill, you're still trying to find your interest, or you want to start a business and you don't even know what to do, you don't know how to go about it, what I would like to say to start this particular conversation before I begin to touch on different areas is, what people say a lot of times is the best way to start is to start. And how do you start? Just start. And so starting can mean anything. It can be in different ways. And so if you are just kind of like you are blank, you are a young person and you don't even have anything, one of the things that I would say that you can start by doing is volunteering. Yes, try and volunteer. Wherever it is you are at now, maybe you are at home or you are in school, there are definitely going to be programs, conferences and all of that happen around you. You can just reach out, or you can even apply online and you can decide to volunteer. It could be physically, it could be online. And so if you're having physical conferences, physical programs, even if it is protocol, you can apply to volunteer. You can send a message and say, okay, I am a young person and I would like to. I always say that if you are giving out your skill for free, or you want to offer a service for free, people would most likely accept you. Everyone wants people that can offer services and they wouldn't have to pay for it and all of that. So volunteering is always mostly welcomed. So you can say that I want to help out in any way, I am good in protocol, or I feel like I would be able to handle this particular task and I would like you to let me volunteer. So you can do that. Or if you are at a place where you don't have access to physical gatherings like conferences and all of that, there are programs online. If you do not know where to get programs or opportunities where you can volunteer, I already have an episode where I talked about how to get opportunities. It is one of the episodes right here on DMA Podcast, so you can listen, so you can know exactly how to source for these opportunities. And so when you get to these sites or you get to these places where you can search for these opportunities online, you go there and you apply. I think I've also talked about how you can apply for opportunities so that you would actually get them. And so when you get them, there are so many things that you can actually do just by volunteering online. And so from there, you get to mix with people. You get to learn what it means to network. You get to learn what it means to work in an environment with diverse people, because a lot of times opportunities online are international. It might be national, it might be international, it might be within your country, it might be outside your country. And so So that way you get to work with people who grew up in different environments, and it's just beautiful. That means you can work in a diverse environment, and these are things that actually help you when it comes to working. There are some places where you would want to work and they will ask you that, okay, have you worked or have you been in a setting before where you worked with people who are not of your culture or who are not of your nationality or something? And then you'd be able to say, yes, I actually did it. At some point in my life, I volunteered at a particular organization, and it was a combination of people from Africa and from other countries outside the world, and we were on a team and we did this, we did that. You see, that way you already have a beautiful answer to that particular question. And so volunteering online can come in different shades. Sometimes it might be that they want you to handle a small project. Sometimes it might be something as small as just reposting flyers or reposting programs or reposting content about the organization or about a particular program and all of that. So all of these things are opportunities that you can get online. Now, why am I suggesting this? When you put yourself in an environment that gets you to work or that gets you to be active, your mind gets open to possibilities. You begin to see, okay, these are things that can be done. For instance, I have always cited this example that a tool that I use a lot and I can use very well for crazy things is Canva. And the way I got to know about Canva was because I started volunteering. I learned about Canva through volunteering. I had never known. If I go back to the graphics that I used to create with Canva, for instance, very ugly, but then I have improved with time, and there's almost nothing that you would ask me about Canva that I cannot do. I can do crazy things with the Canva tool. So I'm not saying that I am an expert, but I'm saying that I can do a lot of things on Canva. A lot of things. Even things that you don't know can be done on Canva. And how did I get to know that? I got to know that by or through volunteering. So it opens your mind up to opportunities, possibilities. There are people who through volunteering, they discover their purpose. They say, okay, I am actually interested in this thing. Sometimes it is when you're volunteering that you will hear about certain topics or issues that really do exist in the world, and you're like, wow, I would like to explore this a little bit more. Sometimes it is when you're volunteering, you hear about certain skills. It might just be in a random conversation. It might be one of your meetings. Someone just says it and you're like, wow, so this exists. So this happens. So all of these things open your mind up to possibilities. That is one of the things that volunteering actually does for you. And even when it comes to physical volunteering, meeting people, talking to people, having to work with people, these are skills that you build. And if you're a very good storyteller, these are things that you can fine-tune very nicely and put on your CV. For instance, if you did open something as I don't want to say simple, let's just say you played the role of a protocol officer at a particular event. You can say that you were the protocol officer at this particular event, and you can go by, you can say things that you did, the experiences that you had just by being there. And a lot of times being a protocol officer and all of that gives you access to certain people. You get to connect with certain people, and it's just an opportunity ground for you. So I would say that you should start by volunteering. That is, if you don't have anything up your sleeves, you're just there, you just want to start something for yourself and all of that, start seeking opportunities. Again, if you want to learn about how to seek opportunities, where to get them, how to apply, I have topics, I have episodes that I have recorded on that, so you can just go through the episodes on this podcast and you can listen, and then you can get to work. And do not forget that if you have questions at any time or at any point and you need help, send me a message. And then next is, okay, let's say for instance you are not just starting out. So please, you know what, I don't want to be differentiating it. Just pick the one that fits or suits your situation, whether it is that you're just starting out or you want to just start making money, or you have a skill or you don't have a skill. Every point that I would be mentioning, pick the one that suits your situation now and act on it. I think that would be better. The next thing I would be saying is that you should walk up to people. So if there are people that are doing things that is amazing, or that you find fascinating, or that you appreciate, you can walk up to them, especially the ones that are accessible. Do not get carried away by the fame and everything. A lot of us do not want to seek advice or hear from people who are around us, who are in quotes small. or are not on that big platform and all of that. A lot of times you're like, if only I can meet this particular person. But then a lot of times those big guys that you see up there, they are not really accessible. And so if there is someone, for instance, maybe you have a spoken word artist in maybe your school or around you that is doing well, that you can actually see with your two eyes, you can walk up to that person and say, I like what you do. How did you start this? I would also like to do maybe something in this line or something not in that line, but what do you think I can do that will set me apart or give me opportunities and all of that? You can just ask them questions and then they would put you through, and then you begin to work towards that. So one of the things that I would say is whatever interest it is you have in your mind or whatever thing that you have going on, you want to walk up to people and ask them questions, and don't be shy. Okay, don't be shy. Anyhow, sure. Okay, so that is that about that. Another thing you can do is to be deliberate about. I already talked about volunteering, Abby. Now, another thing you should do is attend conferences, online or offline. Attend conferences. There are a lot of conferences, seminars, webinars that go on. Webinars online, you see flyers. If you see a particular flyer being posted and you're like, okay, this particular meeting is going to be going on Google Meet, is going to be going on LinkedIn Live, Instagram Live, whatever live, and you feel like, okay, this is a relevant topic or this is an interesting topic. Sometimes even if it is not interesting or even if it is not in your area of how do I put it? Now I'm particularly talking about you that you just want to start. You don't even really know what exactly or where exactly you want to go. Just register for that particular seminar or webinar or conference and attend. Whether it is online or it is on site, go and sit down there and hear what they have to say. You see, all these corporate conferences have what they do for us. There are things that a very good scripture says, faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God, right? So there is something that hearing does to you, like you being able to hear things. If you don't know, okay, another scripture says that my people suffer because they lack knowledge, or my people perish because they lack knowledge. So there is something that knowledge does to you as a person. If you're ignorant about something, the chances that you would be able to work on that thing, explore that thing, are very low. In fact, it's not possible. You understand? Just like they say that if you think knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. If you're ignorant about something, if you don't know about something, there is no way you would be able to think about that thing or build on that thing, or you understand. So being in these conferences or webinars, whether online or offline, there is something that it does. It feeds your mind and helps you to see possibilities and all of that. So it's really important. Do not be the type that you want to use all of your time on TikTok. The beautiful thing is that these people that you are watching on TikTok and all of those platforms, they are making their money, and you are there, you are wasting your life. Yes, a lot of these people that create content and all of that you sit down and you are laughing quack, 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 for hours. They are making their money, and if you sit down, you are watching a movie from morning till night. The people that acted in that movie, they are being paid. The people that edited the movie, they are paid everything. By the time you sit down, 10 hours of your life, you're watching series or you're watching a movie, just know that you are wasting your time, and that time you are wasting, another person is being paid for it. So sometimes when you sit down and you think about your life, you have to rethink the decisions that you make, because I don't know why you would be a young person and you will sit down and you'll be watching series for 10 hours of your life. 10 hours of your life gone watching. I'm not saying you should not watch movie, but one thing that I say, or should I say one formula that I use is, if I sit down and I'm watching a movie, for instance, maybe a 1 hour movie, I know that I have done like maybe 10 or 14, 13 hours of work or something. So that's such that by the time I sit down and I'm watching that movie, I don't feel any form of guilt. I know that, okay, I have achieved. Not that you have not achieved anything in the day and you sit down and you're giving your life to a series, you are following seasonal movie, and the person you are watching is being paid, and you've done nothing to pay your own self as a person. And so if you're the type that you are still there, you're watching seasonal movie, you are watching episode 1 to 50, 1 hour per episode, and I watch movies too. I'm not saying I don't watch movie, but I already told you how I watch my own. So, except for just some rare days where you are like, I beg. If the world wants to end, let it end. I want to just have fun today. But those are times that happen once in a while. Not that every day of your life or most of your life you don't have things every day. As a young person, you should be able to look at your time and say, okay, I achieved this, and this today. But then if you're editing your time per day and most of your day you use it to probably watch movie, talk, scroll through TikTok, aimless scrolling and all of that, then that means that you have to do one or two things to help to improve. You have to do one or two things. That you have to become more deliberate with your time and how you make use of it. Anyways, so one of the things that you can say to yourself is, every day or every week I would make sure that I attend at least 2 seminars or at least 2 conferences, just something to build your mind as a person, and from there you begin to see possibilities and all of that. So as a young person now that is thinking of setting out to do something or be known for something, you should begin to edit your time, look at your time and see the things that you are doing that is not being profitable to you. Because if you want to be profitable to others, if you want to be profitable to the world and all of that, you have to be profitable to yourself. And how do you become profitable to yourself? By building or by doing things or by acquiring things that makes you profitable. And so begin to look at the flyers that have been shared, and if you have friends that they are sharing things that is not helping your life, you better leave them. I'm not saying that you should fight them or anything. I think I've talked about I said it in one particular episode at some point that the way the world is built now, that particular what do they call it? That particular quote that says, if you're working with 5 fools, you're also a fool. You can actually be working with 5 fools and not be a fool if you strategize and you are deliberate about your own self as a person, because a lot of opportunities are online and all of that. So if you're surrounded by friends who never share programs or flyers or seminars or anything that helps that helps you or that is helpful to you, you have to start looking for where you can find them. And a good way to start is, of course, listening to the particular episode where I shared how to get opportunities, because I cannot start going over that now. So you can get opportunities, programs that you can apply to or apply for and all of that. Or if you know someone who is likely to know about this, you can send them a message. You can send me a message if you want to attend seminar. You will attend seminar, you attend webinar, you'll be tired. I can recommend a lot for you. All right, so another thing you can actually do is to pick a random skill and be intentional about it and committed to it. So there are different skills. There is video editing, there is Canva, there is social media management, there is email management, there is automation. There are so many skills out there. There is basic coding and all of that. So one thing that you want to do is to pick a particular skill and go on YouTube and search on YouTube and see beginner tutorial for this particular skill, whatever it may be. And then you become, number 1, you are intentional about it. Number 2, you are committed to it. You should say to yourself, see, discipline is very important in this life. You have to say to yourself that, okay, at least 1 hour per day. Or if you know that your time has been so messed up and being consistent at something is going to be a challenge for you, you can say, okay, at least in a week 3 times or twice or even once consistently, I must build on this particular skill. And so you begin to watch every video watchable, to begin to Google everything Googleable. You begin to take courses on that particular skill. And so even if you are not yet perfect in that skill or fluent in that skill, at least if someone asks you, okay, what are you doing? You can say, okay, I'm actually learning this at this time. And from there, that person can even have further conversations with you. Not when they ask you and you are just looking. Anyways, I believe that you are not going to be someone that is just looking, because that is why you are listening to this particular podcast. Hey, we are already 20 minutes gone. I need to move faster. So that is what you can do. If you want to know how you can get this, I already talked about it in the Opportunity podcast. You can listen to that. I think I should link it up in the description so that it's easy for you to navigate. All right, the next thing you can do is that you can start following the right persons or pages on social media. So if your TikTok normally is all this on serious, you get all this content that people make around and everybody's wasting their time watching. I'm not saying you should not have fun. No. I'm not saying I don't watch them more. But for me, the first time I opened I had I have I have very many TikTok accounts, but there was a particular day that I said, okay, you see this TikTok, I opened a fresh account, and that particular account I followed like I think 500 or 1000 accounts, and none of them were about laughing or playing or joking. They were accounts that were related to my career, my work, things that I felt that are important to me, finances, investment, money, blah, 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 all of those things. Those are the kind of people that I followed, and I'm someone that loves cars. So I followed cars, I followed some racing sites, I followed some car brands and all of that. So anytime I'm scrolling through that particular TikTok, a lot of times these were the things that I was seeing. You understand? So before you see, so you have to now get intentional about even your social media, and that is just TikTok. I brought it down to TikTok because I feel like a lot of times we think that TikTok is only a platform where you can play and joke and laugh and all of that. No, if you search for the right pages, there are pages on TikTok that can actually help you grow. And so you want to work on your social media platforms, whether it's TikTok or it's Instagram or it's Facebook or whatever platforms you are on, or it is YouTube. You want to deliberate about the kind of people or the kinds of people that you follow. And if you're confused about how to even follow the right persons or who to follow, you can go on ChatGPT or whatever AI tool that you use and ask that, okay, I'm a young person, I am setting out, I want to work on my social media feed to make sure that the algorithm pushes content that help me in my personal development, that help me know about finances, that help me know about technology, that help me know about fashion, modeling, that helps me know about artificial intelligence and all of that. What accounts can I follow on Instagram? It will give you suggestions. What accounts or persons, young persons or whatever persons, can I follow on TikTok? You get suggestions and you begin to follow them. And the beautiful thing about this is when you follow just one person in a particular line, these social media platforms automatically suggest more accounts like that. So most of the times you just need one name and then you get more suggestions. I think Instagram actually does that a lot. Yeah, and I think you can actually get that on TikTok too. So you want to edit your use of social media such that when you are scrolling let me not talk. See, there's a way they say, yeah, and aimless scrolling, minini, and all of that. See, there's a way you will scroll on Instagram if you arrange your Instagram well that by the time you are done scrolling, you will sit down, you will think about your life. You'll be like, what am I now achieving? Like, what exactly am I doing in my life? Look at what this person is doing. Look at what that person has done. Look at what this person has achieved. You get what joke, you understand? So it just depends on what you do or how intentional it is you are about your social media. You can either be someone that scrolls through social media and you laugh away your time and your life, or you can be someone who scrolls through social media and you have a lot of reasons to be motivated to push forward or push further to achieve your goals. And then the last thing I'm going to be saying on this is, because it's already 25 minutes, is to read books. Yes, read books. See, if you want to get books, if you want to download books, you can get, I think there's Google Library or something, I can't remember the name, but then there is pdfdrive.com. In fact, there are a lot of sites. There are a lot of, is it Google Scholar, Abby? Yeah, is it Google Scholar? There is a particular Google site that grants you access to books that you can download for free, or you can just go online and say, okay, suggest books on finance for me, and then they bring titles and all of that, and after that you go on Google and say download free PDF of this particular book. Of course, there will be sites where they say it's paid. There will be sites where you can access them for free and all of that. You download and you read. See, nothing good comes by being lazy. You have to begin to enjoy the boring stuff if you want to step out of your comfort zone and really begin to do something for yourself, so that you can even have something to write on your CV. You understand? So you have to move from the playful life to the serious life. And the serious life can be lonely, it can be boring, but then you have to learn to love it. because that is where the goal is. And so reading might not be interesting except if you're someone that loves to read, but then you have to force yourself to do it, because if you want to build your mind, if you want to build your thoughts and all of that, you need to read. And so you don't necessarily need someone to recommend a book for you, although you can get books with book recommendations. If you need book recommendations, you can all of these things are online. You can go on YouTube and say book recommendations on financing, on finance, book recommendation on media, whatever thing that you want to learn about. And don't be caught in the web of, hey, I don't have any interest, I'm not interested in anything, I don't even know what book to get and all of that. Pick any topic, book on tech, books on AI, anything. Just look for one thing and start to read, because the only way you can build on something is if your mind is built. Just like I've told you, you cannot be ignorant. If you are ignorant, then you would not even be able to, you would not even know where to start from or what exactly it is to do. So I believe that with these few points that I have shared, hey you guys, I did not answer my 5 questions. Okay, so I have been so engrossed with the conversation, so much that I did not answer the 5 questions that I said I was going to answer. Anyway, so with everything that I have said, I believe that if you want to just start out, maybe you want to start any money or anything, you are able to pick 1 or 2 things from here. And if you don't even know any, like you don't even have where to start from or anything, you are able to pick 1 or 2 things from here. I think I should do a part 2 because this is already 28 minutes. Okay, let me just add 1 more point. And so if you already have a skill, or you already have maybe a business idea in mind and you want to start and you don't know where to start from and all of that, one thing that you can actually do is just start. And a lot of times, if it is a skill you are offering, you can start by offering that skill for free. Start by offering that skill for free. You can do a quick flyer, or you can reach out to people and say, okay, I do this thing, do you want me to help you? I can help you do it and all of that. So you begin to do those things for those people for free, and make sure that even if you are doing a free job for someone, you are giving it your very best. Me, I'm an advocate of doing things well. Whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. So whether you're doing something for free or you are being paid to do it, make sure that you are doing it excellently. That way, when you do something for free here, you do it for free there, people can recommend you for the one that you will get paid for. By the time you're offering your skills for free, don't worry. The time when you start collecting money, you will know. You will know when you start charging and actually start getting paid for that particular skill. So you can start by actually making sure that first you do these things for free. And you might be a lucky person that your first gig, the person that is reaching out to you might actually want to pay. So whatever it is, just start talking about what you do. Start making posts around it. Start talking about it on your WhatsApp status. Be consistently talking about it and all of that. And start showing people what exactly it is you can do. And do not be hungry for immediate results. You have to be patient and the results will come. Be patient and be consistent and the results will come. And maybe you're interested in selling items and all of that. You guys, okay, maybe you're interested in selling items and all of that. Buy those items and begin to sell them. Begin. That is what I will tell you. Alright, so let me answer those 5 questions. Only those that listen to the end would actually be able to get the answers to these questions. To be very honest, I wanted to answer them in between, but then I was engrossed in the topic. And so the first question is, what state am I actually from? Okay. So people have said I am an Hausa girl. Some have said I am Igbo. Okay, at least people have said those 2 things. What state am I actually from? I am from Osun State. So I am a Yoruba girl. Omo Yoruba Nimi. I'm a Yoruba girl. I am from Osun State, but I was born and brought up in Abuja. When I mean born and brought up, I mean born and brought up, like born and brought up, born and raised for many years in Abuja. Many, when I mean many years, I mean many years, like over 20 years. All right. How many languages can I speak? That's a tricky question, because if you're around me, you would hear me At some point, you hear me speak some Igbo. At some point, you hear me speak some Hausa. At some point, you hear me speak some Yoruba and all of that. The thing is, I am I'm a language person. I am a very, is it traditional or cultural? Like, how do they put it? Like, I love culture. I love culture. How do I put it? Yes, how do I explain it such that I am not misinterpreted? For instance, now I am big on English. I love when you are able to speak English. I love when you are intentional about your speaking, your pronunciation, and all of that. But I don't rate it above Yoruba or above my Nigerian environmental stuff. You get, as I am like this, there are friends that I have that if we are on a call or if we are working together, you would not hear one English in my mouth. Speak pidgin. We'll speak the pidgin from start to finish. I can cast news in pidgin. Yes, that is how much I can speak pidgin. So you understand. So I do English and all of that, but I am a very traditional person. For instance, in my house, the major language spoken in my house is Yoruba. And so growing up in Abuja, I grew up in an environment where, of course, you have Hausas there, you have Igbos there and all of that. And I've had Igbo neighbors. That is why I can speak one or two Igbo. Please, I am not fluent in Igbo, but then I know some things in Igbo. Like Sebapo. You get, so I know some things or sentences in Igbo language. I know the expressions and I can do the accents. Yes, that is why I'm a voiceover artist. So I can do a lot of accents, and so I can do the Igbo accents and all of that. I can actually speak Hausa. Yes, I can actually speak Hausa, but of course I was not born and brought up. I am not a northerner. I can make conversations. I understand Hausa to, should I say, a large extent? Yes, to some extent. But I'm not saying that I am 100% fluent, and I'm not going to tell you the percentage. But then a Hausa person cannot sell me. That is how much of Hausa I can speak or I know. Okay, what is my real age? How old am I? I am... Alright, I am 20 something. Yeah, I'm 20 something years of age. If you want to find out the real age, send me a message. I'm Igbo. What is one thing people assume about me that is completely false? I really don't know. I think a lot of people assume a lot of things about me. Then what was my first ever job or hustle and how did it go? Okay, my first ever job was when I was after secondary school. I went to work as an assistant teacher in a private school to kids and nurseries. It was an amazing experience. That is why, by God's grace, when I have my kids, everything that they need to know, I would be able to teach them. Being that foundational stage and all of that. Working as an assistant teacher to students in a nursery school actually taught me how to actually get a child to learn how to write and write well. The patience that comes with it and all of that. I learned that by teaching the students, and I feel like it's very important because this is very foundational. So I can do that a lot. How to speak, how to get children to learn how to speak, get them to learn how to everything. You get all those things for little children. Yeah, so that helped me to learn that. All right, this is where I will be wrapping it up today. This is the longest episode that I have ever recorded on DMA podcast. 38 minutes. My gosh. Anyways, it's important, and so I hope that you sit and you listen and you take your time because it's actually an important topic. This is where I'm going to be wrapping it up. My name is Omowumi. If you have questions, you have suggestions, you have comments, you need help, please send me a message. I think I'll be including an anonymous link in the description. So if you want to ask a question or you want to drop a suggestion or anything and you don't want anyone to know you are the one, please kindly drop it in the anonymous link that is going to be attached to the description. I would like to hear from you. And so I believe that you've been able to learn one or two from today's episode. My name again is Omomi, This podcast is brought to you by About the Voice, and we say that you are number one.